Coming up in this episode, is there a new Parramatta deal due for Moses? Panthers' May is out for the season? And this flying English winger gets a new home for 2024. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Dominic, Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Also, if you have the inclination to, please remember I'm running a Buy Me a Coffee page. If you can donate, then brilliant. If not, no obligation, but thank you very much for consideration anyhow. So, we begin today's episode and we head to Newcastle Knights as one of the World Cup stars who were due to come back for Newcastle has decided to make a move elsewhere. But not this season, for 2024. Dom Young was the breakout star for England at the World Cup, and with his Newcastle Knights contract set to expire at the end of the 2023 season, he had been one of the top targets in the NRL. The winger wanted to confirm his future before start of the 2023 campaign, which begins in early March, something that he had been confirmed by his agent and has now come true with the news that he's signed for another club for 2024. Sydney Roosters coach Trent Robinson had reportedly wined and dined Young last week, but was one of a number of coaches to have done so for the former England man. However, it appears that Robinson's meeting had the desired effect, with the Daily Telegraph reporting that Dom Young will sign for the Roosters for the 2024 season and beyond. It's believed that he will receive huge offers ranging from upwards of $500,000 a season, but ultimately it was a Roosters who he has signed for. He will now join England teammate Victor Radley, providing that the loose forward also extends his stay in Sydney, given he also has a contract in 2024 and beyond at present. With the Roosters signing Dom Young, it is a huge blow for Newcastle Knights, and potentially even more a blow now for the two England stars that are going to join him were set to join them in 2024. Will Price and Kai Pearce-Paul will no longer have a familiar English face to nurture them in their early NRL days. But back to Young, there has been rumours that he has turned down a $2 million extension at Newcastle to join the Roosters. Reported by News Corp, sources revealed that the Knights offered Young a 4-year extension that would have earned him $500,000 a season, which would have made him one of the highest paid wingers in the game. Despite the Knights doing everything that they could to keep the Englishman, their multi-million-dollar offer was unsuccessful in luring Young into a contract extension. News Corp has also revealed that the Titans and the Dolphins were eager to gain his signature for next season. It is currently unknown what was offered by the Dolphins, but sources claim the Titans offered a similar deal to the Knights of $2 million upwards. Young's stock has grown as an excellent 2022 season for the Knights was doubled up on with his successful campaign with England in the World Cup. He will join the Roosters next season and aims to become Daniel Tupou's successor, with the veteran off contract at the end of the season. A big loss, I'm sure, for the Knights, but the Roosters have gained a tremendously potential unit as Dom Young is. Try scoring machine for England and will be looking to get more England caps, but the NRL is where his future is, and the Roosters have got one of their big targets already signed up. The fallout from the World Club Challenge on Saturday just keeps coming, as the Penrith Panthers have been dealt a monumental blow on the eve of round 1, losing winger Taylan May for the entire of the season after suffering an ACL injury in the side's loss to St Helens. May is set to miss the first 2 games of the season due to delayed suspension already, but was caught in an awkward tackle during the second half of the World Club Challenge and was taken off with what was initially deemed a minor knee injury. May was subject to a 3-player tackle, which saw Ignatius Passy tackle him high up on the leg, which seemed enough to cause May discomfort and ultimately the season-ending injury. In a Panthers statement direct from their website, it said, "The Penrith Panthers winger Taylan May will miss the 2023 NRL season after sustaining an ACL injury during the World Club Challenge against St Helens. The Samoa international suffered the knee injury during the first half of the Saturday night's match. Scans revealed May will require surgery on an ACL injury, ruling him out for the entire season. It's disappointing for May as he racked up in that one game 131 metres in just 33 minutes on the field before the injury occurred. Was indeed the first half. I've got my timings wrong." Tanea Taruva is the likely replacement on the left wing for the entire season now. However, youngsters Jesse McLean was upgraded to a top 30 deal in the last fortnight and could figure throughout the season. The club may opt to shift Stephen Crichton to the wing as they did in 2021 and bring fellow rookie Tom Jenkins into the side as a centre. But that's something that the coaching staff, Ivan Cleary and everyone like that need to sort out. But the fans are backlashed over the tackle. Comments were coming in from all quarters. Matt Pritchard on Twitter said a direct result of foul play, a season-ending injury, and yet it appears Saints Ignatius Passy gets off without punishment. What is the point of making that tackle illegal if there's no punishment? Which was followed up by, and the tackle wasn't awarded a penalty. If Ashraf Khan is the best ref in the game is in a really bad place. Said KG43 on Twitter again. And finally, Bags of Fun also said, "No matter who the player, this is just as bad to see. Unsure what judiciary works for the World Club Challenge, but the NRL need to bring a mandatory 10-week suspension for any player found guilty of a cannonball tackle. The game is tough enough without this crap in the game." Unfortunately for the Penrith Panthers fans, it seems like the NRL have took a different approach to what they saw about the tackle, deemed it a legal tackle. Former NRL player Luke Patton is now on the NRL match review board, and he said this to the Sydney Morning Herald. "Firstly, the initial point of contact by Passy was high on May's hip upper thigh. For a tackle to be considered dangerous and spearing at the legs, the match review committee must see forceful contact at or around the knee of the attacking player. Passy also drops to his knees at the point of contact, which we encourage players to do, and do not drop their body weight onto the back of May's lower legs. This is one of the indicators that we look for in the hip drop tackle. This will be a little consolation to Penrith fans who were up in arms about the tackle, describing it as illegal and deserving that 10-week ban. No one likes talent going out of the game for any sort of injury, or bans, or whatever. Taylan May was just an unfortunate recipient of a tackle that was a bit heavy for his body to take at this time. Young players, sometimes you see that. Hopefully it will come back stronger, and if there is something that could be altered about tackling, maybe there's something to come. But at this moment in time, the match review panel, even in the UK, have done the exact same thing, saying it was a fair, sensible tackle, which they looked at bit by piece by piece, and it was as safe as it could be with three big men. And finally, it looks like Mitchell Moses is set to end months of speculation over his future and sign a new deal with the Parramatta Eels. Moses is set to knock back a 4-year, $5.2 million offer from the West Tigers to tie his future to the Eels on the long term. The halfback has been considering his future since he became a free agent on November the 1st, meeting with the Tigers and Bulldogs as he weighs up whether to remain at Parramatta. It is now being reported that Parramatta have offered a deal that is on parity with the Tigers' bid, but Canterbury were in the race but pulled out a fortnight ago, leaving Parramatta to battle the services of Moses with his former club, the Tigers, for 2023, 2024 and beyond. Moses, 28, has an option in his contract with Parramatta for 2024 that has until April the 1st to trigger. Instead, the New South Wales representative will sign an upgraded and extended deal that will likely see him finish his career with the blue and gold. 2 games away from playing his 200th NRL match, with 67 games played between 2014 and 2017 for West Tigers, and since then with Parramatta Eels for 131 games. Moses has also played for the Prime Minister's 13, the World Cup, World All-Stars, Lebanon 8 times, Australia's 9s and New South Wales during his career. It is all still conjecture at this point, as Mitchell Moses, as of Tuesday night, had yet to put pen to paper with the Eels. Sources with knowledge of the negotiations, speaking under the conditions of anonymity due to the confidential nature of the deal, told the Herald that Moses has made up his mind and wants to stay with the Eels, where he has spent the last 6 seasons. Those sources have claimed that Moses stands to earn around $1.25 million a season over the course of his new contract, making him one of the highest paid players in the NRL, alongside the likes of Nathan Cleary and Taylan Bonyer in this position. The Eels declined to comment when contacted by the Herald on Tuesday, claiming that an agreement had yet to be completed. The Tigers were seemingly willing to pay in excess of $1.3 million to bring Moses back to the club where he debuted in 2014, but Moses has decided he has unfinished business with the Eels. Tigers officials also declined to comment when contacted by the Sydney Herald on Tuesday when this news came around. The halfback led Parramatta to their first grand final in 2009, last year, the Eels falling short in a one-sided affair against the Penrith Panthers at Accor Stadium. Moses recently fronted the media to say he wanted the deal to be done before the start of the season, with the Lebanon international stating, "I think I've handled this situation a lot better than what I have in the past. I'm fully focused on Parramatta and coming to training where I can rip in with the boys," he said. "Hopefully, everything else sorts itself out before the new year." A top player who seems to have grown up since his early days as a wild player with the West Tigers, which saw him go to Parramatta and has kicked on ever since. Huge bomber as well as a general in that field. Parramatta keep making those steps closer and closer towards a grand final. There's been some changes. Will it be enough to get them over the line this time around? I would say possibly. Don't know why. My mind keeps saying Cronulla Sharks. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business and everyone can access it as long as you are being respectful. There have been some changes to the format, hopefully you've seen them, and hopefully you've been enjoying them, as it's been a bit more fluid in the episodes. It can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing, changes. Tell me what your thoughts are on the actual layout of the videos as well as the stories. Get involved in the conversation. I'd like to improve the channel, and hopefully I'm starting to do that with more regularity. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.